Welcome to our channel. Here we help people learn about personal finance, how to get rich, and retire early. Warren Buffett has pointed out some common ways people might waste their money. Let's talk about one key example: spending money on drinking at bars. Going out to drink can be very expensive compared to having drinks at home. For example, a six-pack of beer from the supermarket usually costs less than $10, which is much cheaper than buying drinks at a bar. Even though many people know this, a study mentioned in USA Today showed that the average person in some U.S. cities spends up to $1,018 each year on alcohol. If you choose to host house parties instead of going out to bars, you could save about half of this expense, or $500 a year. Investing that $500 every year in an index fund could help you grow your money fast, possibly even making you a millionaire sooner than you think. Here, we share more tips on how to manage your money wisely and plan for an early retirement. Number 9. New gadgets. Apple just launched the iPhone 14 Pro Max for over $1,000. It looks great and it's tempting to want the newest model. But every month, new gadgets come out that might make you want to spend money. Before you buy, think about whether you really need a new phone. Even Warren Buffett, a very successful investor who owns a lot of Apple stock, used his old flip phone until it completely broke. He only got an iPhone after that. So, when you see a new gadget, take time to consider if the upgrade is really worth the extra money. Look at the features carefully and decide if the new version is really better than the old one. Number 8. Expensive clothes and watches. We all like to look good, but it's important to be careful about spending a lot on fancy brands that may not be worth their high prices. Take Bill Gates as an example. He wore a $10 watch to a big event and wasn't embarrassed about it. His approach is simple: if something isn't worth the money, he won't buy it. Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs wore the same type of clothes every day to make their mornings simpler. These habits from very wealthy people teach us that you should aim to be truly rich rather than just look rich. If non-branded items are high quality and cheaper, it makes sense to buy those instead of more expensive branded ones. Number 7. Unpaid credit card bills. Credit cards can be handy, especially when you need some extra cash and your next paycheck seems far away. But it's easy to start using them too much. Many people treat their credit cards like an extension of their bank account, buying things they don't really need just because they can pay for them later. This habit can quickly lead you into a lot of debt, and suddenly, the people you owe money to have a lot of control over your finances. What's more, the incentives, like cashback and airline miles, might encourage you to spend even more without thinking about the consequences. The problem gets worse when you can't pay off your balance on time. With interest rates up to 20%, failing to clear your debt quickly can mean you end up paying much more than you originally spent. For instance, if you spend $1,000, you could end up paying an extra $200 just in interest. It's really important to keep your spending in check and only charge your card with amounts you can pay back right away to avoid these extra costs. Number 6. Unused gym memberships. When was the last time you actually went to the gym? If it's hard to remember, you're not alone. Statistics from exercise.com reveal that 67% of people with gym memberships never actually go to the gym. Research also shows that the average gym membership costs about $50 per month. So, if you're not going to the gym, you might be wasting anywhere from $20 to $70 each month, which adds up to as much as $840 every year. It's not that we're saying you should choose saving money over staying healthy and fit. However, if you're paying for a gym membership and not using it, you might want to think about other ways to exercise that don't cost anything, like walking, jogging, or hiking. Consider these free activities as alternatives, and only sign up for a gym membership if you're sure you'll go regularly and make the most of it for more intense workouts. Number 5. Eating out every week. Going out to eat every week, especially for fast food or meals at expensive restaurants, can be more problematic than skipping gym sessions. It's natural to enjoy dining out occasionally because everyone needs a little variety and fun. However, making it a regular event, such as every Friday or every payday, can really add up and become expensive. Instead, cooking healthy meals at home can save you money not just on restaurant bills, but also on future health costs from eating too much unhealthy food. Plus, having a fun night in with friends playing board games or charades can be just as enjoyable as eating out. Number 4. Netflix but no chill. A study by OpenX found that the average person who uses streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, and Amazon Prime subscribes to 3 different platforms at once. With all these options, it's easy to forget that while you're watching one, the others aren't being used. The same study noted that people tend to use their streaming services only about 10 days each month, even though they pay for the whole month. The main issue here is how subscription services work. They automatically take money from our accounts every month. Often, we don't realize we aren't using the services enough until we've already paid for several months. To cut down on these costs, it's better to subscribe to just 1 or 2 services at a time. Make sure to cancel any old subscriptions before starting new ones. With so much available content, you likely won't miss out on anything important just because you aren't subscribed to every available service. Number 3. Personal care or personal scare. It seems like every few months there's a new skincare trend that grabs everyone's attention. Many of us get drawn in because we all want to look our best. It makes us feel good about ourselves. We think we can easily stop using these products whenever we want, but they are often marketed in a way that makes us believe we must use them regularly to see any results. However, if a product doesn't make a difference in a week, it's unlikely to work if you keep using it for another week. Also, if you really examine what you're buying, you'll notice that many skincare products are either the same as what you already have or aren't necessary at all. For example, do you really need an anti-aging serum in your mid-20s or a product to reduce oiliness if your skin is naturally dry? The answer is probably no. Most long skincare routines can actually be simplified to just a few key steps. And for every high-priced product, there's often a less expensive generic version that works just as well. So, we need to decide whether we want genuine care for our skin or if we are just adding stress when we see how much money we spend on these products at the end of each month. Number 2. Smoking and vaping. Here's a story for you. A woman once asked a man who smokes how much he spends on cigarettes. He told her it was $20 a day. She asked how long he had been smoking, and he said 15 years. Quick with math, she pointed out that if he had saved that money instead of smoking, he would have $190,500 by now, enough money to buy a luxury car like a Ferrari. But instead of thinking about her advice to quit smoking, the man sarcastically asked her if she smoked. When she said no, he quipped, "So, where is your Ferrari?" This tale illustrates the flawed logic used by some to defend smoking as something cool. Smoking not only consumes a lot of money quickly, but it also leads to huge medical bills in the future due to health issues caused by smoking. Number 1. In-app game purchases. The gaming industry, along with the rise of NFTs and virtual worlds, has seen a huge jump in in-app purchases. According to Business of Apps, Google Play brought in $36.7 billion in just the first quarter of 2021, and 98% of this was from in-app purchases. These purchases might make your game characters better or more powerful, but they can drain your real-world bank account. This spending can be as risky as gambling because there's no real-life return on your money, and it can become just as addictive. Not only do these games take your money, but they also eat up a lot of your time that could be spent on more useful activities. If you're spending a lot of money on games and find it hard to stop, think about the poker saying, "You've got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them." This means knowing when it's time to stop. If this video made you think about how you spend your money, share in the comments which unnecessary expense you plan to reduce. Please subscribe for more tips on managing your money. Turn on notifications to stay updated and like this video to support our channel. Thanks for watching.